Are you a psychology major?
Are you a freshman? Want to know the basics of writing in psychology? Well, you've come to the right place. Hi, I'm Joel, and I'll be talking to you about the basics of writing in psychology. Now, before we get started, what is psychology? Psychology is based on the study of human behaviors. As a social science, experimental psychology uses empirical inquiry to help understand human behavior. According to Thrass and Sanford, psychology writing has three elements: describing, explaining, and understanding concepts from a standpoint of empirical investigation. Now, writing in psychology includes the following principles: using plain language, avoid using literary techniques. Metaphors, alliteration, or anecdotes are not appropriate for writing in psychology. Leave that for your literary analysis. Conciseness and clarity of language. The field of psychology stresses clear, concise prose. You should be able to make connections between empirical evidence, theories, and conclusions. Evidence-based reasoning. Psychology bases its arguments on empirical evidence. Personal examples, narratives, or opinions are not appropriate for psychology. And lastly, use of APA format. Psychologists use the American Psychological Association, or APA format, for publications. Now, while most students write following this format, some professors or instructors provide you with specific formatting requirements that differ from APA format. So be on the lookout for that. Most major writing assignments in psychology courses consist of one of the two following types: experimental reports and critical analysis, or reviews of research. Experimental reports are the detailed results of experimental research projects and are most often written in experimental psychology courses. These reports are write-ups of your results after you have conducted research with participants. Critical analysis or reviews of research are often called term papers. This critical analysis of research narrowly examines and draws conclusion from existing literature on a topic of interest. These are frequently written in upper division survey courses.
I interviewed Carl and Bolano just to see the scope of writing in psychology at UOG. In her psychology courses, Dr. Smith requires them to create lab reports. Dr. Smith teaches the intro courses to psychology as well as the upper division.
We'll be going over the basics of writing a lab report, which include a title page, abstract, introduction, methods, results, discussion, as well as the references. The title page should include your paper's title, your name, your affiliation centered on the first page. A running header of the title should be at the top of the page, with the first 2 or 3 words of your title next to the page number at the top right-hand corner of the page. The abstract is a concise summary of the report, including hypothesis, methods, results, and discussion. APA format requires abstracts to be 120 words or less. The introduction provides an explanation of the problem which your study is investigating. The main part of the introduction is a literature review of research pertaining to your topic of study. Your introduction should note how research on your topic has progressed in recent years, similarities and incongruities between authors, and gaps in current research which your study should attempt to help fill in. Your introduction should also reference specific variables, populations, and methods addressed in your study. Your hypothesis should come at the end of the introduction. And now going into the methods, which explains how you conducted the experiment, who it was conducted upon, and with what materials. The results section gives the specific data resulting from your study. If you use tables or figures in your data section, you must cite them accordingly, and they should be organized by relevant variables. Any inferential statistics should be appropriate for your hypothesis and should be stated directly and concisely. This section provides discussion of your data and a restatement of your findings. Remember that you cannot prove your hypothesis was correct because there might always be some underlying causes to your results other than the variables you tested. Discuss how your conclusions relate to the research you examined in your introduction and what steps could be taken to improve your study if there are any confounding variables, and what may have contributed to any discrepancies between your expected results and the actual results. Your references should include all cited articles in standard APA format. Your sources should all be scholarly and preferably peer-reviewed. And that concludes the basics of writing in psychology. Thank you for watching!